Nightmare Paranormal were documenting a specific case. The family who were filming it states that the man is haunting their adopted daughter. She hears him and sees him all of the time. There's also a spirit of a child. The hauntings are now affecting the parents. The mom can now hear the spirit respond to questions they ask. The dad hears the voices of his wife and daughter when they are not home. Somehow, it's a case of mimicking. A demonic presence will do that. So this is pretty terrifying, isn't it? Let's take a look at their capture. It almost appears that something small is walking by the doorway. Can we be sure? Of course not. Is it maybe just an artifact of the camera? Hard to say, but with all that history, who knows, maybe it is something from another realm. This video stems from Diane, the Canning Nana, and she shared it with the internet because apparently she caught something really terrifying one night. In general, she posts videos about cooking and traveling. She starts explaining in her description. So, totally unrelated to any content I have ever done. We found this today on our living room camera at 2 AM in the morning. Very clearly a woman. Even Noah, our cat, saw her. You can see his eyes near the end of the video. I'm sensitive to feeling spirits of family members. I've been saying for months I feel a spirit here I do not recognize. You tell me what you all think. To us it looks like an older woman with long hair. Whatever is roaming through the living room seems to be a pretty small statue. Do you see the shape of a lady? Whatever it might be, if it's not a member of the family, it must have been a terrifying discovery.
This young girl recorded a private video in which she displayed a choreography. After checking her recordings, she realized that something creepy ended up appearing in the background.
The following video has been sent to me by Trent, and it was supposedly found on a creature's thread. It is said that the video in question was recorded by a man one night who wanted to investigate a haunted mine trail, which was situated in the United States. He says that he didn't come across anything concerning that night, but when rewatching his footage the following day, there was a really strange occurrence taking place. An object, possibly an apparition, that his own eyes couldn't make out. Let's see. He stated that he thought several times to have seen something in the distance, but that it ended up being nothing. wasn't easy to make out, but on the left-hand side of the screen is a really mysterious looking object, and we can actually see it twice. The first time it looks at the camera, and after it disappears, and after that it disappears to the left. Some say it looks like a robed figure with a light source in its belly. At least that's what some believe. What do you think happened here that night? Really curious.
The following was recorded by an explorer, who was just recording what appears to be some recently abandoned living facilities. But there has been something else that was with him at the time. Could this be one of the former tenants, maybe? What's your opinion? This clip was recorded by a couple who felt that their place was inheriting some unexplainable energies and things were out of place every now and then. The following captures were recorded by a stationary camcorder, which was taping Bobby, the wife, while she was resting on a couch. The couple is assessing today's footage on their computer and analyzing bit by bit what was going on. Now let's take a closer look. There is an unusual object right behind Bobby on the bed.
What is that? This is at Hinsdale.
And it appears to be unclear to where it could have originated from.
As you can see, I am not moving.
This is Bobby sleeping on a very small couch.
First I was thinking that it might have been a cat or another animal. But the movement is pretty static for a living object, don't you think? And there it is again.
I'm gonna be shifting my arm and watch what happens. See that?
From this angle now, we can even get a better look onto the very mysterious phenomena. What's your explanation? Just an animal? A CCTV camera in a hotel has caught this unknown creature on tape. Some believe it is a ghost, others think it could be something even more sinister.
The next video was sent by Melanie, and she tells me that it was recorded in Mexico. Two men were driving through a rural area, which is part of a rocky mountain road, in which a lot of farming is taking place. Local legends were telling about several mysterious beings that seemed to be home to many of these old rocky pathways and fields. They were thinking of nothing crazy at the time, but started filming after noticing some ominous noises from the distance. And this is when they also captured something otherworldly, at least that's what they believe. A weird figure can be seen standing in the distance, and it is completely illuminated, almost as if it was made out of fire. The two men stated that they believe it to be a fire spirit of some sort, who people talk about in local folk tales. But if that isn't the case, what else could this mysterious figure be? It just vanishes into the abyss. How awkward, isn't it? What's your explanation? The following video was shared by user Acrobatic Bent, and in his opinion, there's something really wrong with his apartment. He saw strange events occur ever so often, and therefore has installed some security cameras to document these events. Up until the following day, he couldn't capture anything significant, besides orbs and doors being moved by themselves. But what he captured the next night left him quite a bit speechless. He believes this to be a spirit that was manifesting in the bedroom, and which was captured by accident. Could this be? People say that it's very unlikely that it was a bug or another artifact. If that's true, what else could this be? Very curious.
Our next clip was filmed on a family gathering to celebrate the life of a recently deceased family member. Was the person in question maybe around as well? The person with the camera clearly was not anticipating anything out of the ordinary. It is when they start to film the hallway right next to the living room that a fast shadow can be captured. If you're following my channel, you have seen quite the number of shadow figures. What do you think about this capture here? Real or just a hoax? Frank sent me the following capture of a man who was on a nightly ghost hunt in a not further disclaimed area. Aimed with his flashlight, it appears that he is scouting out some sort of retail or office building. And he might not be alone that night. A light object seems to peek into the frame from the right lower corner. No idea what it is. But it doesn't end there. is a face looking at our investigator from behind this metal frame. Unsettling. Voice Evil has uploaded the following video. He wrote that a buddy's grandfather of his had died recently and that they were cleaning out his old shed. A friend of his buddy's took over the house, but unfortunately had to leave the place after a few days due to scary poltergeist activity. One evening they heard some strange noises from the shed, and the uploader stated that he wanted to record what was actually going on the property. This was his recording. We see a black object that is being thrown. But what was it? And who was that? Was it the doing of a spirit perhaps? The grandfather of his buddy? Let me know what you guys think.
This recording was forwarded to me by a Frostmare viewer called Kim. She told me that a group of her friends regularly loves to ghost hunt in different places all around Japan. This night it wasn't any different for the group, and in fact an old tunnel system was next on the list of their anticipated nightly ventures, to capture unexplainable events on their camcorders. After investigating the premises for over 30 minutes, one of the females appears to get scared. The cameraman seems to have captured a floating being. Analyzing the frames reveals a torso, 2 arms hanging down, and a head facing the floor. An evil spirit.
The following clips come to us from Muro75 from Germany, who is experiencing some paranormal activity in his apartment and has filmed some of the startling events. He writes on the first video, "Something like this happens almost every night. Some constant and very loud banging can be heard from Muro's front door. However, once he approaches, nobody and nothing can be seen from the peephole. Some commenters warned Muro not to open the door. There are many superstitions regarding knocking on the door. Some say a knocking means a family member is trying to reach out to you, but others say it is a predictor of death or bad news incoming. The second video is even more puzzling. He writes as the caption, "Here is your proof. Pay attention to the balcony door." While Muro is inspecting the window and door area, a dark figure can be seen creeping up behind the uploader. The apparition is completely dark. Its arm can be seen outstretched in front of it, and its head looks like it might be covered in a cloak. To no surprise, when it turns around, the figure is nowhere to be seen. When it turns back towards the door, it is flung open. It does appear that the spirit that was knocking has managed to enter the house. What are your thoughts? Is this a legitimate haunting? The next clip was uploaded to Reddit by user John Slang, who captured this footage on his Ring surveillance camera outside his house at 5 AM. He wrote, "I think I caught a ghost on my Ring. Brightened the video with my iPhone. Keep an eye on the far left of the recording." John states that he has no idea who or what this could have been, and that he was pretty spooked by this sighting. Many commenters have mentioned that the figure in the video appears to be headless and dressed all in white. There's no surveillance footage showing any person entering the area, and John knows this is not a person from his household. Everybody was asleep at the time. So, was this a paranormal incident? The next clip comes from Toronto, Canada, and was filmed by a woman named Melissa Smith. Melissa captured this footage from a baby camera after she unfortunately suffered a miscarriage. She also stated that the same night she lost her child, toys turned on and off, and music would randomly start playing that night as well. The creepy events escalated from there, says Melissa. She believes the spirit haunting her is the baby she lost. In the video, the crib is completely empty. However, something seems to be moving the baby blanket in unpredictable motions. But creepiest of all, look behind the crib. Do you see that? There appears to be a face peering in from close to the floor. Many commenters have said that this does not appear to be the spirit of a baby, but rather seems to be something demonic, especially due to the sinister-looking face peeking into the crib. What are your thoughts? Is this Melissa's child sending her signs from beyond? Was something more darker responsible for this? The following short clip was taken during a tennis tournament. The uploader was filming one of the matches when something unexpected appeared on the court. Let's take a look. On the left of the field, a dark shadow that appears around 2 or 3 feet tall is seen moving smoothly and quickly towards the center of the court. And then, as the tennis ball approaches, the figure disappears into thin air. What do you guys make of this clip? Is this a real ghost sighting? Was it something else? Maybe a reflection of some sorts? Or was it just editing?